Hello everyone, welcome to Module 2. We completed our first module, which was on culture and cultural differences, and this time we are going to be looking at the American culture and diverse cultural groups in the United States. You will find a good number of readings in the learning module. First, I would like you to read the two chapters by Joel Spring, from the Intersection of Cultures textbook. And in these two chapters 2 and 7, in these two chapters you're going to be introduced to some new concepts about cultural groups in the United States, and some of these concepts include dominated cultures, dominant cultures, voluntary immigration, involuntary immigration. And by reading these chapters you will get a historical understanding of how different cultures intersected in the United States, and the historical information that you're going to read will shed light onto what's happening in today's classroom and in educational settings. So it's very important that you read those chapters carefully. The information is extremely interesting. The other readings I have for you, one of the readings is on the concept of cultural discontinuity, and this is an article that was published in 2008, and this article is going to give you some idea about how different students in schools perform differently, for what reasons, and the different research that was conducted on this specific issue, students of different cultures and their performance in schools. And the three other readings I have are all from Southern Education Foundation, and these three are reports that were published in 2009, 2010 or so. These reports will give you an idea about how the populations of schools in the southern part of the United States are changing. And this is not only from a cultural point of view. One of the publications is looking at the issue from a socioeconomic status, or SES, point of view. You are going to get a good picture of the changes that are taking place from a demographic point of view in schools, and that's good piece of information for anybody who's in education or who's going to go into education. Now, when you consider the American culture and the concept of diversity in the United States, you should not be looking at it only from the perspective of cultures. Cultural diversity is one thing, but it's not the only thing. You need to think about, well, although most of the readings will be about culture and ethnicity, you also need to think about diversity from the perspective of gender and sexual orientation. These are changing dynamics also in the United States. Now, I read your discussion posts from Module 1, and all of you agreed or stated that culture matters in the classroom, and it is true. Culture matters in the classroom for a variety of reasons. Due to their histories or their upbringing, people do certain things in the classroom, and again, in our first discussion, all of you, I think all of you made the statement that your cultural upbringing, what you learned in your family through your everyday interactions, kind of defined who you are as a cultural being, and that's the case for all cultural groups in the United States. Now, as we go into Module 2, there is probably you've heard of some metaphors in relation to what the United States is, and one of the biggest metaphors is a melting pot. A lot of people call the United States a melting pot, and this was very popular for a while, but later on people decided not to like it, because melting pot, the idea behind melting pot was that all different cultures come to the United States and you put them in a pot and you melt them and everybody becomes one. And this was later on decided to be a more assimilationist point of view. In other words, the idea behind the melting pot is to change people from who they are and make them become something else. So people started not liking this. The newer metaphor is a salad bowl, and salad bowl is favored by people more than a melting pot, because in a salad bowl, different ingredients can keep their characteristics but still contribute to the salad. So this is a more favorite metaphor. Now, when you use these metaphors in your other courses, I think you should stay away from melting pot metaphor. I personally don't care about either one. These are metaphors. So I don't, probably you should not use melting pot in my class too because of the assimilationist point of view, but if you end up not using either metaphor in anything, it wouldn't bother me. Let's see. There will be 2 discussions like the first learning module, and the rules are the same as the first one. I would like you to respond to my prompts, the 2 discussion prompts, by the Sunday of the first week. So you have a full week to complete the readings and then look at the discussion prompts and then respond to those. And then in the following week, I would like you to follow the posts of your classmates and then respond to each other in these discussion forums, and I would like you to respond to at least 2 people and make good contributions by responding to others. In other words, don't just say I agree with you, I disagree with you. Explain why you agree or disagree. Again, we have 2 case studies, and the 2 case studies are listed in our course schedule. You can find what they are. I think, let me see. One is one case study is titled I Wish I Were Black, and the second one is titled White Intern in a Black Inner City School. You know where to find these case studies. They are on teacherserver.com website. So I would like you to read these case studies, respond to these case studies. You have 2 weeks to complete this, so I'm not asking you to do this by a certain time. You just have to get this done before the end of the module. And then I would like you to comment on other people's responses. So you will find a lot of responses under these case studies. So respond to or make comments on 2 of these responses. Now, our discussion of American culture and the diverse groups in the United States will continue when we move on to module number 3. And although we will be looking at excuse me, although we will be looking at certain concepts like ethnocentrism, racism, and discrimination in module 3, we will be coming back to our discussion of American culture and diverse groups in the United States. So your learning in this module will be the foundation for the next module, so please pay a lot of attention to the readings. And again, if you have a question, I have the Ask the Instructor module, Ask the Instructor forum, Ask the Instructor forum, so you can post your questions there and I will respond to them as quickly as I can. This is all I can think of right now. I hope you enjoyed the module, and I'm really looking forward to reading your first assignments, the multicultural autobiography. I hope you had fun writing it. I really have fun reading those assignments, so I will start reading them probably tomorrow, and I will return the assignments to you as quickly as I can. So I wish you a good week and a good module, and I will talk to you in 2 weeks. Okay, bye for now.